But, one of the things that you learn in Revelations is the separation of good and evil, and that eventually good triumphs and all evil burns. One way or another, it's going to happen. And the funny thing is, since I've been a child, I've been ridiculed, picked on, and you name it. And then it went on from elementary school, then in junior high, then in high school, then in college, then in workplace, wrongfully terminated, wrongfully this, wrongfully that. And you just keep on doing it to me. And this shows God, and truly, if everybody knows that Jesus judges the quick and the dead, and through that, he gets a summation of your fucking life and what everybody's done to you, how they've truly, he knows what happened to you. He knows what's happened to everybody around you. He knows what exactly was done. And so, again, you're like, I'm looking at some black guy in a wheelchair. Yeah, so how did he get in the wheelchair? There were gangs when I was a little kid. I chose not to be part of them. I chose not to grow up in the mafia. I knew the head of the Chicago Mafia as a child. Tony Accardo, the big tuna. I chose not to be in any of those paths. I could have easily chosen those. I chose not to. So I had even more preferential treatment and more ability to access and move up the food chain in criminal organizations, and I chose not to. They chose to do it. I moved against. They moved with. And it was so easy for me to choose evil. Truly. I could have been brought under their wing, like the Robert De Niro movie where he hangs out with Sonny, who he knew the crime boss. So I could have easily chose that path, and I would have had somebody to be under and protected, and I could have moved up the rank fast. But I chose the opposite. And God sees this. So, as other people leap in, I pushed away constantly. It didn't matter what it was, from the LGBTQ to anything. And I sought excellence and righteousness and justice, no matter what. But from day one, born to two alcoholic parents and everything else, and my father served in World War II, and he didn't deserve the treatment he received. And that's why, I understand and stand up, and I don't think veterans deserve to be diminished and spit on and disgraced. But if you're a person in the military, my father didn't do any wrong in the military. So make no mistake about it, he didn't do any wrong. He served righteously and justly. So again, and it's true, my father served righteously and justly. And he came out and he tried his best and got stabbed in the back. These motherfuckers, they're pieces of shit from the beginning. There's a big fucking difference. So when you cry for them, I don't cry for them. I had the same choices. I chose for goodness and righteousness. They chose for evil. That's on them. Big fucking difference. So Jesus knows the summation of my life and every other life around me. And it'll all be put together at death. What I've done and what you've done in comparison. That's the point of Revelations. So again, I had a horrible environment. And I was molested as a young child. And then continuously picked on. And I had to stand up for all these injustices. And I was beaten by a black guy with a 2x4. Standing up against him, picking on somebody else. And as everybody cowered around me, and fucking cowards around me, I mean fucking cowards, I stood up. So find me another little child. Truly, find me a little one that's willing to do this. And it's not just once. When my brother, like my brother-in-law, when I was in 8th grade, when he incorrectly spanked him. And I found out, I raced up to his room and I threatened my brother-in-law to kick his fucking ass right in front of my sister if he ever laid an unrighteous hand on my brother again. I told him I fucking beat him silly. And I meant it right there in the doorway. Now, they kind of laughed and brushed it off, but I was dead serious. You don't touch an innocent person. But you don't get that, and you keep on wronging me. You're supposed to break these pieces of fucking garbage. And they are pieces of garbage. Not wronging me, fucking them up. So talk about misplaced aggression and unrighteously placed aggression. So I don't cry for these fuckers. I gave them an opportunity. I worked for PADS, going through all my shit. I still work for all those charitable organizations, giving them an opportunity that was never given to me. Even constantly, when I'm being wronged, I still gave righteous opportunities to everybody around me. Working for those organizations, giving them opportunity that was constantly taken away from me, constantly stripped from me. Even as they were doing it to me, I still fought for righteous for others. Not a motherfucker stood up for me. That is disgust. So it's a big difference. So don't tell me, oh, that poor kid, he came from a broken home. I went into foster home. I came out of a foster home. I had all these horrible things happen to me as a child. And you're like, oh, fuck them. So I don't get it. You keep on whining for them instead of breaking them. You keep on wanting to break me. Your focus should be on breaking those motherfuckers. Misplaced aggression. And you are misplacing it where it should be focused on these pieces of shit. Like anyone who tailgates me. There's 3 lanes. 2 of them are open. The car pulls up right behind me. But you got 3 open lanes, or 2 open lanes out of 3. So again, doesn't make any sense to me. But you keep on crying for these people. I don't cry for them. And the Bible says God doesn't cry for anyone. He didn't even cry for his own son, Jesus. Things needed to be done. Righteousness and justice. So you think in the Bible he would have cried for his own son being butchered on the cross? He had to accept the responsibility, and he did, and he took it. Did you see him run? And that's another thing they don't point out in the Bible. Jesus knew what Judas was going to do. Did you see Jesus take off and run? Abandon the disciples and take off and run? Now, as a small child, Mary moved him so he could grow up and defend himself. So Herod wouldn't kill him, as he had no ability to protect himself. But David, he was a young kid. Did you see his brothers in that rallying to his side? He did what he needed to do, and God made him king because of it. He stood against overwhelming opposition. And he took them down. Malcolm Gladwell points that out in David and Goliath, in a way. These people overcoming their challenges of their disabilities, becoming exceptional. I point out Stephen Hawkins, he had a great foundation and everything. He didn't turn to 21, but he progressed. And that's the point of Gladwell's book, David and Goliath. And I point out the guy who created Palm Mitchell and that, or Jewel, or many others. Dennis Quaid, going to rehab, overcoming. Larry Kudlow, he was broken. How about Kramer from CNBC? Kramer graduated Harvard. Things went wrong for him. He became an alcoholic. He was in a parking lot at a forest preserve drinking, and he made a choice to change. And he overcame, and he built his career back. But other people are thrust upon where I've done no wrong and been wrongfully, so my path was much harder than all of theirs. So, again, these people made choices. And with that, you are judged on your choices. The quick and the dead. It's summarized when you die. Everything is summarized. It's a blockchain irrefutable stream of data on you and all your choices. So, I don't get it. You cry for these kids, What the fuck? So I had my father die at 7. My life got shattered, and we got forced out of our house when I was young at 3 or so. We moved out to Drake. I forget what year, but we were forced out of that house, and then we found another one on Drake. And again, we were just there for a few years when my father died, and then my mother had to go, and she had to take a break. She had a breakdown, and we were in foster care, and then we came back to a single mother. So, and I had, all this negativity, and I chose not to participate in it. So I don't get it. I had Asian gangs, Hispanic gangs, black, you name it, white gangs, truly the full spectrum. And I stood against them. And I did the right thing. So, I don't get it. They made wrong choices. I didn't have somebody beside me. Even Dick Lavera, he didn't make any choices for me. Who ran the field house. So, I don't get it. My dad was gone, and my mother was struggling to hold things together. She never gave me advice or made choices. They never looked at my report card. My mother never went over my report card in elementary school. And when I moved in with my sister and brother-in-law, they never looked at my report card in junior high or high school. Me and my brother used to talk about it. We didn't have mentors or people guiding us. But somehow you feel bad for them. God doesn't. They made willing choices. So you're the summation of your choices. That's the point of Revelations. Again, it's the summation of your choices. As I told you, faith without action is dead, right? The Bible tells you. I think it's John, maybe Mark, I forget which one. But faith without action is dead. It's the works that matter. You can say, I love God all you want, but he judges you on your actions. That's that statement. Faith without actions is dead, meaning positive goodness. So again, when they say you're saved through the blood of Jesus, not without the actions, you're condemned. Because through the actions, you confirm that you're with Christ. And if you do the actions the opposite, then you show you're not. You're the wolf in sheep's clothing. So make no mistake about it. So you're judged. So don't give it to me. Everybody pulled it out from under me and keeps on pulling everything out from under me. When do I get peace of mind? Like Jen used to tell me all the time, I've never had any of the stuff that's happened to you. And she can tell you, I kept myself healthy. I watch my dietary and exercise habits and everything. And like now, I try to watch everything. It's the same thing. It never changed. It's not me. It's all of you shitting all over me. It's an irrefutable truth. And you don't think God sees it? As I was told, if they continue this, he would end one or all of you. And it's not like he doesn't know who you are. That's the point of the quick and the dead. He knows exactly who you are. He's telling you in that I know exactly what you've done, and I will judge you for it. So you're not going to escape anything. You can't hide anything. Eventually, it's all summed the fuck up. So he knows exactly who you are and what you've done. And so I know that. And so I know upon my death, at least I know then, if you don't do it now, then you just experience all the negative. So you'll burn. So make no mistake about that. So I don't get it. God never lies to you, and he tells you exactly what he's doing and how he's doing it. And he tells you you're not going to escape shit. I know who you are and what you do, and I will summarize it upon your death. And for that, I will make judgment. So you keep on thinking, I'm going to get away with something. And I disagree. You might be blind somebody here on earth, meaning another human, but in true life, when you die, which everybody does, you're not escaping shit. So, again, you're only lying to yourself. So, I don't get it. All those wrongful terminations, they did me wrong. I worked my ass off and served them with excellence. And then when I got fired from Baja, I never went back. I never was in Baja again. And Dave and Buster's, I think I might have been back once after I was fired. Maybe one time I stepped in. But I never went back. I never went back to Charlie's or Domino's or any of them. GCG, it didn't matter. MetLife, I never went back. They wronged me, and I moved on, and I tried to move in a better direction each time. Working harder, doing better, trying to perfect myself. So it's like every tailgater. They think they're getting away with it. I laugh. So, again, it's not like you're getting away with something. The only fool, then that's why the Bible tells you the fool perishes in eternal damnation. Because you're the only fool. Why doesn't he go knock on the door of a black church? You know, where are those? And the funny thing is, when I worked at Pads, it was white people. Who do we serve? All these black people. And then you say Salvation Army, Urban Ministry. Truly, now the people that were staffed, there were black staff in that, but all the volunteers happened to be overwhelmingly white. And then when I worked in the Asian churches, they volunteered. And then I worked with an Arab, and the Arab church, the Muslim church, And they were making lunches and helping out the blacks as well. So you got everybody in every angle, from whites to Asians to Arabs. I work with a few Hispanics, but mostly helping them out. So you got these avenues helping them. So then you got the government, and then you got, obviously I work for the charities and everything. So I don't know. There's a lot of people that were helping them. And helping when it hurts. They have to come to a true sense that the Urban League and Jesse Jackson, and like Thomas said, the black economist, black leadership sold them out. That meant educationally, that black educational leaders, the black spiritual leaders, the black business leaders. Like Herman, he owned a bunch of pizza places. He's a Republican. He could have initiated things in the black community. I don't know, he's near a billionaire. Or Oprah Winfrey or Michael Jordan. You're talking black billionaires, right? So they could have done initiatives. Did Harpo have an initiative? Now, Oprah made a lot of money on bringing things up, but where was her action plan? Where was Obama's action plan? So again, shouldn't it be coming from inside the community? That when I worked at these things, like all those years at PADS and all those homeless black people in Waukegan, I didn't see anybody but white people. You think you would have seen, all those on the North Shore, like Michael Jordan's kids lived on the North Shore.